Welcome back to Dell's DIY. Today's video is a little different than my past videos because I'm not doing a how to build video. In fact, I'm going to tell you to absolutely not do what you're about to see me do to ensure you stay safe and in one piece. Then, after I'm done risking my life, well, it didn't go exactly as planned, is when we'll get into the real reason for this video, because I want to share some of the eye-opening results from my tests, and hopefully it will help somebody out there. I want to discuss air quality, specifically in your workshop, but this information can relate to your home, your place of business, and how you can easily monitor the air quality levels with an inexpensive monitor like the one I have here. Okay, everybody, cut, time out. We have a problem. The video gremlins have come and taken some clips. As I was editing this video, I went to pull all of the air test clips and they are all gone. Everything I recorded for the air tests, all the explanations of the air quality, all those clips are gone. And instead of delaying this video, I wanted to get this video out there so you guys have something to watch. So I'm gonna make this video part 1 and the follow-up video with all of the air quality explanations and the air quality tests. Those will be part 2. It's coming. It's actually going to be even better because I have so many more ideas from when I did it the first time. It's going to be a better video. So to make sure that you don't miss it, please subscribe right now and you'll get notified when part 2 comes out. So sit back, watch the ridiculousness of this video unfold, and we'll get that part 2 out to you as soon as possible. Thanks. As you can see though, I haven't hung this thing up yet. So let's just dive right into the quick summary of the installation, then get into the real meat of this video. I'll be using 2x4 supports, which will run across 3 ceiling joists, which are spaced 24 inches on center. I start by locating the joists with a stud finder. After I cut the studs to length, I countersink where the lag bolts will fasten to the joints using a Forstner bit. This is so the lag bolts are below the surface of the 2x4 and won't interfere with the installation of the air filter. And yes, my drill press setup is ridiculous and gets a major upgrade in the next couple videos, so stick around. I'm using 5-inch lag bolts to secure the supports to the joists. This impact driver is an absolute beast, and I didn't even have to pre-drill holes into the joists. If you need an impact driver, go check out Milwaukee. It's awesome. Now this is where it gets exciting. I rigged up a bicycle hoist to the supports and used a ratchet strap secured to the hoist with some carabiners and quick links. I get it. It totally looks sketchy. I'm not going to lie, but there was absolutely no way that either the ratchet strap or the hoist attached to the strap was going to slip off or fail. In fact, I thought this part of the plan was absolutely brilliant. I made very few video edits from here forward just so you can watch the debacle unfold. I make sure the ropes aren't twisted, which would cause the pulleys to bind as it gets closer to the ceiling. I was expecting this to be much heavier to hoist, but I was pleasantly surprised how light the pulleys made this feel. I didn't take into account that most of the weight is at the rear of the unit, which is why it's tilting as I'm lifting it, but that really didn't cause much of a problem. By the arrow, you'll notice there's a little locking mechanism that locks down the rope when you take some tension off of the line that I'm pulling. This keeps whatever you're hoisting to the ceiling from falling on your head. As I'm checking the specs on the rotary girder, and that's a Tommy Boy reference for all you youngins out there that have no idea what I'm talking about, I'm feeling really confident, but I don't want to trust that locking mechanism, so I tie the pull string to my workbench, which weighs more than the air filter. So if the latch fails, the workbench will hold the filter in the air. I'm now standing on top of the workbench because it's safer than a ladder. I'm realizing that I can't pull the air filter all the way to the ceiling because it will be centered on the support that the hoist is fastened to. So I left a little slack in the rope and I was able to push it forward, which would align the brackets to the supports. And at this point, I believed that I thought of everything. But there was one thing that I overlooked. And that was to make sure that the socket was locked into the impact driver. And it's free. The locking mechanism did, in fact, come loose. But as I was screwing the lag bolt in, the rope got caught underneath the lag bolt and was tightened up against the support. But I just wasn't sure how tight that bolt was and if it would actually hold the rope up. So as you can see, I'm holding the entire weight of this thing on my shoulder, trying to figure out, is this going to fall on the ground or not? At this point, I'm sweating. I'm getting really nervous. I now need to hop down, get the driver bit, and get another screw into this thing to make sure it doesn't fall down. So right now I'm thinking in the back of my mind, I wonder how much I actually screwed that one lag bolt in that's holding this whole thing up. And as I'm moving this around, trying to position it, is that bolt gonna drop free? And as you can see, this bolt is not fully screwed in. So I just keep on trying to line this up the best I can, making sure that bolt doesn't slip out of the impact driver, and just need to get the screw in and give myself a break because I'm still holding this thing up with one hand, and I can finally take a deep breath because it is secured. I am seriously panting like a dog, which is crazy, but I was literally sweating bullets trying to get this thing up. And I guess now is a good time to see if I put it in the spot where the cord will actually reach the outlet. Sheesh. Didn't think that through either. But it worked. It did reach, by the way. I finish up the installation by putting in the remaining screws and tightening everything down and removing the hoist. Well, it didn't go exactly as planned, but it could have gone worse. It got a little sketchy, really sketchy. Like I said, it could have been worse. I did have it completely secured. It was anchored down to a workbench that had, an 80 or 90 pound planer on it. The air filter wouldn't have gone anywhere. The workbench would have kept it hanging. But like I said before, don't do as I just did. So it worked for me. Doesn't mean it's going to work for you. If you're uncomfortable doing anything, just get yourself some help. An extra set of hands would have made that a whole lot easier. But in the end, it is up. And now we get to test it and see what it does to the air quality in the workshop. Hey guys, once again, thank you for watching. I apologize for the issue I had with my clips. Promise you part 2 is going to be pretty darn good. So make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss it. And I will see you on the next video. Thanks, everyone.